Did you know that there are more than 10,000 ghost towns in the United States? These abandoned communities are scattered across the country, each with its own unique story to tell. And while some may be familiar to you, like the legendary Bodie, California, or the infamous Pompeii, Arizona, there are plenty of others that have been left relatively unknown. Are you ready to travel back in time and explore some of America's most forgotten ghost towns? Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. We gonna travel back in time and visit some of America's most forgotten ghost towns, which aren't really well known, Scylla. So let's get started. Our first stop is the town of Gadsby, located in the state of Oregon. This once bustling community was established in the year 1864 and was named after General Gadsby of the Union Army. During its heyday, Gadsby was a thriving lumber town with several sawmills in operation and a population of around 2,000 residents. However, the discovery of gold in the nearby Waldo Hills caused a population boom in the late 19th century. By 1890, the town's population had swelled to over 3,000, making it one of the largest settlements in Lane County. Prosperity did not last. The Great Depression hit hard in the 1930s, and by 1940, the population had dwindled to just 472 residents, and since then, Gadsby has been nothing but an abandoned ghost town. Today, visitors can still explore the remnants of Gadsby, including its abandoned train depot, schoolhouse, and cemetery. These structures stand as a reminder of the town's rich history and the lives of those who once called it home. Continuing our journey through America's forgotten ghost towns, we now arrive at the town of Rhyolite, Nevada. Founded in 1904 during the height of the gold rush, Rhyolite was a boom town in the truest sense of the word. It was built on the edge of the Bullfrog mining district, and quickly grew to become a hub of activity for miners and fortune seekers alike. At its peak in the early 1900s, town boasted a population of around 10,000 residents and was home to all the trappings of a Wild West mining town: saloons, gambling halls, and even a jail. Unfortunately, the riches that had drawn so many people to the area proved to be fleeting, and the town's fortunes declined as quickly as they had risen. By 1911, the mines were depleted, and the population had dwindled to just a few hundred. Visitors to Rhyolite can explore the town's most famous landmark, the Bottle House, a unique structure made entirely of recycled glass bottles. While there is little evidence of human habitation remaining in the town today, the Bottle House stands as a testament to the creativity and resilience of the people who once called the town home. Now we travel to the state of Michigan to explore the abandoned town of Empire. Located along the southern shore of Lake Michigan, Empire was once a thriving community of farmers and fishermen. The town was founded in 1857 and grew steadily throughout the 19th century. In its heyday, Empire was a popular destination for tourists seeking a respite from the hustle and bustle of city life. The town's natural beauty and relaxed atmosphere made it a favorite spot for vacationers. who came to enjoy the sandy beaches and clear waters of Lake Michigan. Good times did not last. The decline of the fishing industry in the early 20th century led to a loss of jobs and economic hardship for the town's residents. By the 1950s, the population had dwindled to just a few dozen, and the town was effectively abandoned. Today, only a handful of buildings remain standing in Empire, including the Empire Church and the Empire Schoolhouse. These structures serve as a reminder of the town's rich history and the lives of the people who once called it home. The next stop on our journey takes us to the small town of Cerro Gordo, nestled in the mountains of northern Wisconsin. This remote settlement was established in 1875 and was originally inhabited by a small group of French, Canadian fur traders and miners. The town's economy was primarily based on the extraction of lead and zinc from the surrounding hills. Quickly became a hub of activity for miners and prospectors. At its peak in the late 19th century, Cerro Gordo boasted a population of around 500 residents, and was home to a variety of businesses and services to cater to the needs of its growing population. However, the town's fortunes began to decline in the early 20th century as the mines became depleted and the railroad bypassed the town, making it difficult for residents to transport their goods to larger markets. By the 1950s, the town's population had dwindled to just a handful of people and it was effectively abandoned. Today, visitors to Cerro Gordo can explore the town's most famous landmark, Cerro Gordo Hotel, a beautifully preserved example of Victorian architecture that stands in the center of town. But the story of Cerro Gordo is not the only one of its kind. There are countless other ghost towns across the United States that are fading into obscurity, taking their unique histories and stories with them. In some cases, like that of Cerro Gordo, the towns were abandoned due to economic hardship brought on by the depletion of natural resources or changes in transportation routes. Cases such as that of Leadville, Colorado. The towns were abandoned due to environmental disaster, such as the lead contamination that has made the town's water supply undrinkable. Despite their small size and remote locations, these towns played a vital role in shaping the history of the United States. They were often the sites of important events and served as homes to some of the country's earliest settlers. They also offer us a glimpse into the lives of the people who live there. From the miners and cowboys of the Wild West to the homesteaders and laborers of the industrial East. Each town has its own unique story to tell, from the booming mining town of Virginia City, Nevada, which was once home to more than 30 people, to the isolated farming community of Tyne Castle, Texas, which was abandoned in the 1940s when the government acquired the land for a military base. Some of these towns are in remarkably good condition, with well-preserved buildings and streets that are just waiting to be explored. Others have fallen into disrepair, with crumbling walls and roofs that are slowly succumbing to the elements. No matter their condition, these ghost towns are an important part of the United States history and should be preserved for future generations to learn from and appreciate. Visiting a ghost town is a unique and eerie experience that can bring history to life in a way that few other activities can. It is a chance to walk in the footsteps of those who came before us, and to imagine what life was like in a different era. Whether you're interested in history, photography, urban exploration, or simply looking for a unique travel experience, I encourage you to visit one of the many ghost towns in the United States and discover the fascinating stories that they have to tell. Now that we've explored just a few of America's most forgotten ghost towns, I'm eager to hear your thoughts. Which town fascinated you the most? Have you ever visited a ghost town? Or do you have plans to do so? Share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through time, I invite you to check out my video on some of the most haunted places in the United States. Thank you for joining me on this adventure, and I look forward to exploring more historical mysteries with you in the future. Until then, stay curious and keep discovering. Remember, some of the most captivating moments in history happened right here in the United States. And if you're a fan of historical mysteries, be sure to subscribe for more. See you soon.